Get in, lads and lasses. Welcome back to 100% Marks. Newcastle United 2, Chelsea 0 at St James's Park in our penultimate home game at St James's Park. And what a day. What a day, what a game, what a performance, what an atmosphere. And what more can you say than we absolutely tore Chelsea apart in that game today. Now, Chelsea, for me, were absolutely lacklustre. They seemed to pick it up a little bit in the second half, but that was purely down to the fact that, we'd been playing the entire first half of the game and just going at Chelsea right, left and centre. So obviously there was going to be a point where we would have to back down a little bit because of the temperature today. It is quite warm here today, and you could see that by the players, the way they were running around on the field. You could see, by the players' look in the game today. But it's a huge, huge step forward. This was the game that we must win today, and we have done it. We've done it. We've won the game, and now we set ourselves up for our next game against Arsenal down at the Emirates coming up, of course. Liverpool play them today, later on, of course, and that's going to be an interesting one because now Arsenal are only 1 point ahead of us in the league. If Liverpool win that game against Arsenal, then we have every chance in that next game against Arsenal at the Emirates to leapfrog Arsenal and take second place in the league. So that's going to be a very, very juicy game when we get to that. But as for the game today, like I say, really, really good performance by the lads. Sandro Tonali opening the goal scoring inside 2 minutes into the game. Fantastic goal by Sandy to get the goal and open the scoring for it as well. Nicolas Jackson then, of course, just completely and utterly disgusting behaviour, and rightfully so. He was sent off for it. You could see, he looks at Sven Botman, he elbows Botman, and Botman goes down. Sort of similar to what we're seeing with Tyrone Mings on Saturday, when he went in and he elbowed Alex Scott of Bournemouth, and he ended up getting a fractured jaw off of that now, and there was only a yellow card given to Tyrone Mings. Thankfully today, however, Sven Botman hasn't come away with anything like that, but there has been at least a red card for the offence from Nicolas Jackson, and rightly so as well, because Nicolas Jackson was absolutely disgusting. You could see he looked at Botman before he went in and hit him with an elbow, and I gotta say as well, I don't know how Moisés Caicedo has literally left that game today at St James's Park without picking up a card. I mean, how many times can you literally tackle somebody? 8 times Moisés Caicedo tackled today on Newcastle players. Rough tackles, very, very rough tackles, and he should have got a yellow card, but he didn't. And I've got to say that is really, really appalling by the referee not to give that card, but thankfully he gave the red card to Nicolas Jackson when it was called upon. Of course, it looked like he wasn't going to give it at first on his own accord till VAR swayed him into giving it, because he's seen, on the footage that it was a red card worthy offence by Nicolas Jackson. And then Bruno to finish off the game with a beautiful bit of play by Dan Burn. The ball got whipped across to Burn. He was screaming for the ball. The ball gets whipped across. Burn takes it down lovely, passes it off to Bruno, and Bruno just bang, laces through it, flicks off of the Chelsea player, of course, and just dips right over the top of Sanchez and into the back of the Chelsea net and make it 2-0 in the game and give us a massive 3 points. And like I say, we're 1 point behind Arsenal and every chance now of getting that Champions League football for next season. Let us know your thoughts down in the comments below. Remember to hit that like, share, subscribe to the channel as well. And Chelsea fans, if you're watching, let us know what your thoughts are on that game today. I mean, that was really dreadful football by Chelsea, and it's exactly what I predicted, in my match preview as well. were given a false sense of security going into the game because they won against Liverpool. You know, they thought coming in this game that was going to be sort of similar, and it was nowhere near. You know, we absolutely dominated that game today. Obviously, in the second half, like I say, you know, Chelsea did take a little bit more of a foothold, but then, you know, we scored that goal and it sealed out the game and finished it right there and then. But let us know your thoughts anyway down in the comments below. Till next time, remember to like, share, subscribe to the channel, and I'll see you all in the next one. However, lads.